Hi guys, bringing you a video today looking at something fairly unusual. This is the Mannequin of the Month for April 2019, and I thought we'd have a look at a somewhat unusual unit, which is 13 Commando. Basically, 13 Commando is a late war British Army unit formed in competition with the Navy developed 30 Assault Unit, the unit, though it had Army elements to it. 30 Assault Unit, the Army weren't too happy about having a naval intelligence gathering unit operating in the field without something of their own. So 13 Commando was formed to fill that role. The uniform is quite unusual in that we have looking at the basics of the uniform to start with, we obviously have the green beret here, and we've got a plastic Royal Army Service Corps cap badge on the beret there. We'll get back to why that's the case in a minute. Obviously, most Commando units in the British Army during the Second World War wore their parent unit their parent unit cap badge. Whereas the Royal Marines, of course, wore the standard cap badge on their berets and still do today. Obviously, the Royal Marine Commandos were formed after the Army Commandos, and as the Army Commandos drew from all sorts of different units within the Army, you'd wear your parent regiment or corps cap badge, and we have that here, but we'll get back to the significance of that shortly. We have American M43 jacket over the top of British utility battle dress blouse. How the unit acquired the M43s is not particularly clear, but they did acquire M43 jackets. Just the jackets, it seems, worn over battle dress for extra warmth, and it does make a good overgarment from that point of view, over the battle dress serge, which is worn underneath. And it's a very warm combination, which obviously in the winter of the very late, obviously 1944 and into the winter and spring of 1945, it was very important keeping warm out in the field. Similar to 30A unit, the unit was very vehicle heavy. And so very limited web equipment is carried. It's set up in a very unusual manner, which is basically unique to 13 Commando. We'll have a look a bit more of the details there. While we're on the point of the unit being very vehicle heavy, a lot of men were actually recruited from the Army Service Corps because obviously they were very skilled drivers, and therefore were ideally suited to the driver role within 13 Commando. So quite an interesting point from that point of view. A very heavily represented corps within the unit was Royal Army Service Corps personnel. The web equipment is set up. Obviously, we have a normal but standard basic pouch on this side. This is a Mark II, just as I say, a standard basic pouch. Where it gets unusual is on the right hand side. The first unusual thing we have here, obviously the belt is supported by a brace attachment here, and then we have a cartridge carrier mounted upside down on the belt, which is a very strange thing at first to look at, but there is a reason for this, and that is if with a single cartridge charger, with a single 5-round charger in each of these pockets, if you open the flap, the charger just drops out into your hand, and it's very quick for loading. So in the sort of snap shooting scenarios you'd see late war, particularly with 13 Commandos forward roll behind enemy lines and so forth, having that ability to quickly get your hands on another charger of ammunition is very important. Obviously, extra ammunition is carried in here, grenades and so forth in the normal manner, but you're carrying ammunition for your personal weapon. There's less focus on the Bren gun. Obviously, there were vehicle-mounted weapons as well, but for your personal weapons, you've got this. In addition to the rifle, many men carried pistols, and we have here a very unusual way. This is something shared with the French SAS. They wore the standard 1937 pattern holster in this configuration here. We also have the ammunition pouch up here for the revolver ammunition. You have normally in French, I believe in the French SAS instance, they use brace attachments down and then hooked the holster onto them. In this case, with the cartridge carriers being reversed, you have the supporting strap for that coming down, and then a second brace attachment attached at the back here, and the holster hangs quite nicely on there at the hip. So it was common for men to carry a sidearm as well, and this seems to be within the unit, seems to have been a common way of doing it. Very unusual, very strange, not something seen throughout the army, but certainly something that 13 Commando seem to have done. If we move the Mannequin right round here, you can just see the standard 1937 pattern web equipment at the back here. No haversack or anything, everything was left in vehicles if they were dismounted, and you were basically carrying ammunition, stuff to fight with if you needed to fight. Obviously that wasn't the main aim of the unit, but there it is. So, and as I say, there you have the back of the web equipment there, which we've seen in other videos. There's nothing remarkable about that. No bayonet on this side. They don't seem to have carried bayonets very much for the purposes. that they were being employed on a 13 Commando, there's not really any need to carry a bayonet, so many men don't seem to have bothered. Much as you have the holster hanging down on the side, you limited amount of stuff hanging down below the belt. Obviously, in terms of being in a vehicle, that's a good thing. So I'll bring this right around the front here. That's basically it. There's not a huge amount more detail to go into. A very unusual unit, quite an interesting unit, 13 Commando, and just thought I'd set up the Mannequin basically so that you could see the uniform and the unusual way of wearing the web equipment and so forth that 13 Commando used. As I say, this seems to be unique amongst all British forces that I've ever seen. I've never seen this done anywhere else other than in 13 Commando, so quite unusual. Obviously the use of US kit is quite interesting as well. But there it is, that's the Mannequin for April 2019. So as I always say, I hope you found that interesting, and until next time, bye for now.